let's wire some stuff.
One fan.
All right, we have a slight issue. Why is that? Well, at least we know the fuse panel works, because when you don't put a fuse in it, it doesn't provide power. Attempt number 2. Wow, those things are powerful.
Oh yeah.
And with that, everything engine cooling related is wired up. Fuel pump, the 2 fans, and the water pump. You know, wiring sucks in terms of actually like cleaning it out and making it look nice, but actually like doing it is really fun. It's satisfying. Especially we got these new weatherproof connectors that you guys saw me use. That was fun to use. It just feels legit, like making connectors instead of like a little blade, you know, no. Yeah, hot glue. Whew, yikes, let's not go there. But now we can actually start this video. Today, on the all-wheel drive Miata, we are getting it running and driving and cooling. Hey.
This is awesome.
We got our fittings, so we can finish all the in lines, fill it with water, and then start it right up. Turns out this is the most important cut in Gingium history. Oh, maybe not quite. But I ordered the exact amount of hosing by accident. I messed up a little bit. So point is that we don't have any extra hose. So if I mess this cut up and I have to recut, it's over. Well, this means I have to pay a bunch for shipping again. Did we screw up? That is yet to be determined. Okay, we got a couple inches extra. That's all you need. A couple inches. We're good. God damn it. Ugh. You railing me out, trying to fix you and you throw mud in my eyes. God,
What happened?
I just got mud in my eyes.
Oh.
Dirt, I guess. All the lines are in, and yeah, it's looking good. Started filling it with water, and I immediately discovered an issue, and that issue is that it's gonna be impossible to get all of the air out of the system with the way it is right now. Stock Subaru setup, there is a cap on this little reservoir and a cap on the radiator. This reservoir only feeds into the rest of the engine through this little thing, and that new radiator we got doesn't have a cap on it. So pretty much the only way this system is getting water is through that little hose, and it's just not gonna cut it. It is higher than the radiator, so I mean, theoretically you could, but it would just be a huge pain to bleed. So we are eventually going to add a little radiator cap up here so we can fill up the entire system, fill up that system and bleed it. But we should be able to get enough water in there so at least won't overheat at idle. Cool thing about having an electric water pump, just gonna turn it on and start pumping water. Or maybe not, who knows? Interesting. Can always guarantee the radiator is not full of water. Come on, sucker, bleed. Yeah, see, yikes. I'm gonna start it. I've got the access port hooked up so I can monitor everything. And we'll try to bleed the system, see what happens. Here's the scary thing. If there's a big air pocket in the engine block, then the coolant temp sensor is not gonna really read right. Well, it might, because it knows air temperature too. I'm just nervous that the engine's overheating while the coolant temperature sensor is like, oh yeah, it's fine. No worries, boom, head gasket. But that was successful, it ran really well. Alright, here's the deal. We ran it long enough to know everything works. Power steering working, no vacuum leaks, idling perfectly. Injectors, fuel system, that works. Water pump is working. Everything is working, but I still don't know if there's coolant in the engine, so there's really no point in letting it idle any longer until we are 100% certain. So, I'll come back tomorrow. We'll weld something on the radiator that allows us to fill water from there. We'll do it again, and then maybe we'll drive. Still have to do the brakes, do some other stuff, but did you hear that? The throttle and the turbo noises? It's running really clean. Nothing's coming out of the exhaust. All that burning. There's a lot of power steering fluid all over the headers. That's really mostly what that is. It's awesome. I checked the codes. Right now, all we have in terms of codes are fuel temp, high circuit. So I guess the stock car had a fuel temp sensor. Fuel pump, high circuit. Because there's no fuel pump. At least there is a fuel pump, but it's not connected to the ECU. Fuel tank pressure, something. There must have been some sensor on the fuel tank that determined pressure, and that's it. We don't have any other engine codes. The engine is doing well. It is running pretty rich because there's 1500 cc injectors. The Tune has 1000 cc injectors, but it's working. Oh, it's working. Whew. So the filler neck is welded onto the radiator. The filler neck welded to the radiator really nicely because these are both really good aluminum, but the cap that we took off of the eBay radiator, that was rough. That aluminum is really bad quality, but it's there. We kind of scuffed the radiator up a little bit. Oh well. And then Dan went ahead and cut out this shroud for us with his plasma table. So we're gonna go ahead and mount the fans on here, and then we'll get the radiator in the car, and then we have to weld some tabs onto this, and then we're ready, hopefully. There's definitely water going in it. A little bit slower than I was expecting. The only problem about this thing is it seals it, so the air has to come out while fluid's going in.
Oh my God.
And the 2 seconds of it being on, it sucked the gasket we put in between the shroud and the fan. That's hilarious.
Oh my God.
Wow, those things are powerful. It has an entire radiator to suck through it, and instead it sucks the little gasket out.
God, that was loud.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for. So much stuff.
So that went really, really well. The first time we turned it on and let it get the temperature, it overheated. We thought something was wrong with the pumps, but there was just air in it. So we put more coolant in, turned it on, turned the pumps on, and everything worked flawlessly. Those fans are super powerful. It's crazy because, so the thermostat opens, hot air goes into the radiator, the fans cool it down really quickly, and then the radiator closes, or the thermostat closes, and it cools down back there, and then it opens, the hot air, it's really cool. We're gonna put some more coolant in, bleed it again, and then we're gonna fucking drive it. Hell yeah. was so fucking awesome. It drove so normally, and it felt like a Miata.
It looked normal from the outside
It felt
too.
nice and stiff. Oh, there goes my access port.
It feels like a Miata, but like better. Like
It definitely, like, it's tall and like it's big and it feels a little heavier, and you don't feel any of the vibrations from like the drivetrain. Even though the diff is like solid mounted and shit. Couldn't have gone any better.
Jet truck probably.
Cool from this back perspective. It looks awesome. I'm so happy. I'm just like,
I can tell.
I got, you got the juices flowing after you get your project car running. For
We're gonna have to celebrate.
I think it's a good idea.
Maybe.
The winter experience. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Rally Miata drives, and it drives amazing. Well, not amazing, but it feels normal. It feels like a Miata still, and it doesn't have any weird vibrations, weird noises. It keeps temperature. It's perfect. It's so awesome, and I'm so happy. It just like, look at that thing. It worked so great. The clutch feels good. The brakes feel good. The throttle feels good. The shifter is awesome. It's a little sketchy seeing the drive shaft wiggle around because that thing's not properly balanced or made by any means. Drive Shaft Shop is making us some axles and drive shaft that won't be sketchy, so that's gonna be cool. But the point is that it works, and it's so awesome. We were having some weird overheating issues with the radiator. It's so weird. It's weirdly temperamental. Like sometimes it keeps temperature just fine, and sometimes it overheats. What we discovered is that if we keep the auxiliary water pump and the fans on, the radiator and the line leading to the engine is so cold that it prevents the 200-degree thermostat from ever opening. So then it overheats. So what we have to do is just get a colder thermostat and get a temp switch for the fans, so it's not always on. We were driving around at the end without the fans on, and it was holding temperature just perfectly. Don't really know what else to say. This thing is just so awesome. I'm so happy with the way it worked. It looks awesome. Literally, everything is so perfect. This turned out great. great, no leaks. The system is just, it just makes me so happy seeing this thing running and driving. Now we have to get an exhaust on it, maybe a little tune so we can rip it a little bit. And then after that, we'll be tearing it all back apart again to start painting and body work and making it look good. So kind of sad that now that it's finished that we have to tear it back apart, but we know it works and now we can paint it and make it look cool, look the part, because
What color?
bleep that out. I don't know what we're doing in the next video, but it's gonna be awesome nonetheless. I think I wanna start working on body work, getting the hood to fit with the engine in here, getting the trunk to fit with the radiator back there. But for now, that's going to be it. Thank you all so much for watching the series, for supporting it on Patreon and on YouTube. None of this would be possible without you guys and the sponsors, Mishimoto, Finish Line Factory, Dietschwerks, and Jared just blew up his turbo. If you guys did enjoy this video, please give it a like. If you didn't, give it a dislike. Subscribe if you're new, please. I'd really appreciate that. We're gonna have a bunch of new awesome stuff for this car. And I'll see you guys in the next one. So peace out. Goodbye.